Hello gamers, and welcome to the latest edition of Almost Gaming. Today's show is going to have a slightly more melancholy tone than usual because the gaming world is in mourning. We'll of course start the show with that story. The gaming world was stunned and saddened on Sunday when Nintendo announced that President and CEO Satoru Iwata had passed away at age 55. Iwata was dealing with complications from a bile duct growth that had been troubling him for years. The illness kept him from attending E3 in 2014 and 2015, and surgery in 2014 was unsuccessful in curing the cancerous illness. Iwata started out as a developer at HAL Laboratory working on games such as the Kirby series. Later on, he took over that studio and led them out of financial difficulty with games such as the Mother or Earthbound series. In 2002, he became the first president of Nintendo not to come from the Yamauchi family and led that company to financial success as well. Under his leadership, they developed the amazingly successful Wii console and the equally successful DS line of handhelds. Iwata's funeral is being held today, July 17th. In Nintendo's announcement, they said the company is currently being run by two representative directors, Genyo Takeda, as well as famed game developer Shigeru Miyamoto. Miyamoto is considered an early frontrunner to succeed Iwata. On behalf of Almost Gaming, I would like to extend my personal condolences to the Iwata and Nintendo families, and thank Iwata-san for a lifetime of making gaming fun and unique. He will truly be missed. Last week I reported that Sony gamers are getting a bit fed up with the lack of features and unreliability of the PlayStation Network, starting the #BetterPSN movement. Well, Sony has heard their cries and... actually, that's about it. Sony issued a statement to GamesBeat in response to the movement, but it's just dripping with empty corporate speak. A Sony spokesman said, "Feedback from our community is very important to us and helps guide our ongoing commitment towards making PlayStation the best place to play. We encourage users to submit ideas on ways to improve PlayStation products and services here, with a link to the PlayStation Share blog. We appreciate the dialogue we have with our gamers and have built and improved features based directly on their input." Seeing as one would hope that Sony has always been committed to being the best place to play, this doesn't really mean much besides the fact that they have noticed the campaign. The proof will be in the pudding when Sony changes the recipe, aka adding the demanded features and fixing the bugs. You may remember that I spoke quite glowingly of Microsoft's HoloLens after the E3 demo of 3D Minecraft. It was absolutely amazing, and one of the best parts about it is that they showed when they leaned in that it seemed to have a full field of view. Well, it turns out that may not actually be what HoloLens ends up providing. Microsoft recently released a video showing a practical application of the HoloLens used by medical experts at Case Western Reserve University. But GamesRadar noticed something interesting. While at the E3 demo the field of view seemed to be 100%, in this video the field of view seemed much more restricted, a rectangle that takes up about the middle 50% of the viewing area. Now, I'm not quite as disappointed about this as GamesRadar seems to be, but it definitely is less immersive than the demo at E3 led us to believe. Perhaps it's just another reminder to myself and all gamers to not be so taken in by the controlled demos we see at shows like E3. The games that Mario has been featured in have placed him in colorful, somewhat surreal environments. But how would our favorite overall wearing plumber look in the real world? Well, we're starting to find that out as people playing with the latest Unreal Engine demo have been placing Mario in real-world environments. This latest one is based off the Unreal Kite demo and features Mario running around a grassy hill and forest environment as wild deer run around him. It's kind of forgive this, unreal, seeing this merging of real-world environments and Mario. It kind of calls to mind some of the recent Sonic games that have done a similar thing. And as the article on VG Stations speculates, maybe this is the type of Mario game we can look forward to when the NX hits the shelves. Our featured story brings us back to the untimely passing of Satoru Iwata. Iwata really was more than just the president of Nintendo. He basically led the entire gaming industry into its current success. As such, various members of the gaming community took to social media to share their condolences and thoughts. Sony's Adam Boyes said that he was sad to hear of the news, being a fan of Nintendo since the NES. The PlayStation Twitter thanked Iwata for everything. Microsoft's Phil Spencer praised his passion, creativity, and leadership, and Larry Herb talked about how he met Iwata and fanboyed out, calling Iwata a huge force. There were tweets from Obsidian, Treyarch, Game Freak, Bungie, Capcom Unity, Swery, composer Grant Kirkhope, John Romero, WB Games, Konami, Electronic Arts, Bethesda, CCP Games, Daybreak, Square Enix, and many, many more. There's an article on DualShockers that aggregates all of the mentions, and the link is in the video description. That's going to do it for this edition of Almost Gaming. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next week, game on. R.I.P. Iwata-san.